Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday morning, or wherever it is that, whenever it is that you're getting this. Alright. We are live, and the notifications have gone out. Now, we wait for the rest of the crew. And we get the stream going so I can monitor it. Now, if I remember correctly, we ended last week with... Oh, there's that. Alright, mobile live dashboard. We ended last week with Crixus and Ellie talking about finding fairies in the dark, invisible fairies. Something weird like that. And Aronan is stuck in the bar drinking because he... Oh, what are we doing? Did not want to have a conversation with Ellie. Oh, hey, Crixus. Is your mic working?
I don't know. Is my mic working?
It is now.
Ask if my headphones are working now.
Are your headphones working? The ongoing struggle.
There's something they can't handle with Discord. It just sounds scrambled.
Really?
Can't explain it. Try these guys.
Try those guys, see if they work. And survey says...
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Can I still hear you?
I don't know. Can you still hear me?
Can't. Try to say words now.
Say words like, what is on your shirt? No? What if I said words about, you're looking very dapper today?
You would be correct.
So is it just the fact that you have to, like, have everything going and then turn Discord on, or you have to reset Discord, or what?
This morning I tried to set up my headphones first, listen to music, so the headphones were working, but then as soon as I opened Discord, everything got scrambled.
Do you have a Discord update?
I ran it last night to make sure I was ready for the morning.
That would have been intelligent.
Morning, JC.
Morning.
All of you
You didn't,
motherfuckers with breakfast.
Oh, fuck
you
yeah,
didn't drink
dude.
as much as I did last night, did you, John? So,
No, not. I actually, like I said, I went with caffeine and sugar at one point. That was...
You do seem a
Smart.
little bit slower there, Crixus, Mr. Cooch. What was the occasion?
I just woke up and I could use a nap. I don't know. I rolled a couple ones, and so I had to do some Jameson shots last.
Because my D&D game was supposed to fall on Valentine's Day weekend, we moved it forward a weekend. And because my daughter's surgery, which ended up being postponed because she has COVID, which is a whole other thing. I don't know if you know any of this.
Nope, nothing.
Yeah. So it got postponed 6 weeks because she has COVID. So I'm going to get a test today along with my son. Cass yesterday came back negative, so she's in the clear. Natalie's shown no symptoms at all. She feels perfectly fine, but apparently she has it. So
Yuck, yuck.
yeah, exactly. So throwing a wrench in everything. But we ended up, because I wasn't going to be back possibly until Saturday, we had it last night. So and so we did an online game. So I left everything set up last night for this morning. But my fucking sinuses are on me this morning.
Have fun having a giant swab jammed up your nose if your sinuses are already messed up.
It isn't nearly as bad as I've had. I took one prior to going down for my daughter's surgery because we needed to check into the hotel we were going to be in. It's connected to the hospital. And it is super, it's just a little tickle in the nose now.
No, I was going to say you didn't get the invasive one.
No, they don't do that one anymore. It's just a little, both nostrils, and then I sneezed like twice. It's nothing like the one my Ben had when he had a classmate that had it. He had to go get a test. He went in and had to shove out one of those things an inch up his nose and run it around there on both sides, and felt awful. And, like, dude, it's nothing like what you did. It's so easy now. They actually walk over and go woot, woot, and it's done, and then you sneeze and then you leave. It just feels like a big sneeze.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, my daughter felt like she had a headache one day, and so she had to leave school. Well, to come back, they made her get a COVID test, and I was like, "Yep, they stick a swab up there, and it tickles your brain, but it's only for a second." She comes back, it's like, "Yeah, Dad, they didn't do that at all. You're a liar. They just took a Q-tip and like ran around my nose once."
Yeah, they don't even go deep into your nose anymore. They don't even go past your. They don't go up into your sinuses. They just go around your nasal cavity.
They don't tickle your
Easy.
brain stem?
Nope, they no longer tickle your brainstem. I've tickled a few brain stems in my life, if you know what I mean.
This is the offending bottle too, by the way, genius.
Did everybody
At the point when you grab that?
Did everybody come out alive last night?
There's some.
I think we did really well last night.
I was gonna say there's some undead that didn't come out so alive, but there was a panic moment at the end.
One could make the argument that the undead are already not alive, so
True.
take
They
that
are
for
even
what it's
worth. They went from being undead to just dead. Getting
It's not really a choice, is it, Jack?
COVID.
So they actually gave her a choice, Jack? That's weird. Where?
I mean, if you want 10 days in quarantine, that's cool too.
I suppose some people don't want their kids to just have things jammed up their nose like that, but
That's true. Yeah.
So easy,
And
baby.
They need they needed the test to go back to school. I need the test to go back to work. So,
yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
mod settings. Pop up chat. I'm gonna bring that up. I want the chat up. I like having the chat up.
Yeah, it's useful.
That's the good thing about having it. I can use the chat to cover the other little screen on the left. The thing I can't get to go away unless I go full screen.
Yeah.
So that works.
How
So
does the
early.
stream sound on your end there, Cooch?
Twitch stream sounds good, strong, smart.
I changed my volume on my microphone. Am I overpowering it all for you?
No, but you come through strong and in charge.
Large and in charge.
We'll just go with in charge, John.
Yeah, you are not a large man at all.
What are we talking about right now?
Many things. Many things.
Well, I was
Oh,
only talking about the one, but
Pants on or pants off?
I
Hey,
apologize
Jack.
to all the women in your life.
why do they call you Little John? It's because I'm so long.
How are you, Scootin' Jack McHugh?
Are you saying you're immune to COVID? You got the superstar running?
Uh-huh.
Mm-mm.
That is
How great
literally
would that
this.
be?
I'm glad that you picked it out. That's literally the song I was singing in my head, and then I went and did it verbally.
How nice would it be to just oh, by the way, Kukta, Jeff.
Yeah, I saw already.
I knew it.
What?
I slept in it. I fell
Oh.
asleep on the couch, honestly. It's the same shirt I was wearing last night. Same t-shirt. But I put
Gotcha.
on something. It's negative 13 degrees outside. I put on my cardigan and started my fireplace.
All right there, Mr. Rogers.
Oh man, I could hear my house creaking when I went to bed last night. The whole house was just shifting from the cold.
Yeah.
It probably wanted to get up and move south for the winter.
Yep.
Up on its chicken legs and move away. That's not a comment about Katie at all.
Ha! Scootin' Jack is in the same boat as you,
No, she-
Cooch.
Oh, nice. There were a lot of nat ones rolled beyond 11 p.m. last night. And
Yeah.
we tend to do shots for nat ones in my homebrew game.
I'm so glad I have advantage on every attack.
I'm wondering how Christina's doing because she had double nat ones after 11 p.m.
Ooh, that's brutal.
Yeah. And she had, well, the first one was, what was the first one that she had? Was Pina Colada. Kinky. We buy those little, like, $1.50 bottles of alcohol and throw them all in a bag. So it becomes like like that. So it becomes like, almost like pull a rabbit out of a hat and sometimes you get shit like 99 bananas. R2D2 needs to be quiet.
Beep, boop, boop.
Those are blackberries. And yes, I am sitting behind the bar, so yes, I have a little of everything.
That was great last night. Like, Jeff, you're sitting in a different spot. He goes, I mean, you're normally behind the bar. He goes, yeah, sitting on a bar stool for 6 hours is not going to work. Hour and a half I can do.
And it was about 6 hours too.
It was from 6 p.m. to just about midnight.
All right, how are we feeling? Feeling good? Feeling loose?
I feel like my sinuses I could take those out and set them somewhere and be fine. But
Okay, let me
I'll
rephrase
bear
that. In regards to the show, feeling good? Feeling loose? Feeling ready?
sure.
Light it up.
Sure, why
That's
not?
good. Let's get the clutter from my TV a little bit. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Two Nerds, One Quest. I am your host and DM, JC, here with three nerds. Math is hard. The first nerd on the ones and twos, the man adjusting his earbuds right now, Tom M. Norman playing Aronan. How you doing today, buddy?
Oh, not as bad as some other people I know. Doing great. Super Bowl Sunday. It is a bittersweet Super Bowl Sunday. We shall
Super
overcome
Bowl.
and get through.
Watch it for the commercials.
Watch it for the commercials and the entertainment value. And
Go Chiefs.
that's about it. I feel great.
Tom Brady may be a good guy, but he's been in that damn game too much. Get out of here.
Nah, screw him.
He's a good man. Come on.
Nah, who cares?
Yeah, apparently. Well, some people do. And then one of the men suffering from a late night D&D session with several shots of Jameson. Ryan Crixus Kukta.
Hey, good morning. I'm a Tom Brady supporter. I think he's the Michael Jordan of our day, where he's not the most talented, but he is a born winner. So you have to respect that.
That is true. That is true. I just hate. I'm on the opposite side. I love Michael Jordan. I love seeing Michael Jordan win all the stuff. I'm just sick of seeing Tom Brady win all the stuff.
Yeah,
I hear you, but I think you're gonna look back and you're gonna say,
Oh,
"Man,
no,
I was
he's-
alive for Tom Brady."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't not do that. I mean, it's like saying I was alive for Michael Jordan.
he's one of those guys that has a Lucky Rabbit's foot jammed really far and wide up his ass.
Whatever it is.
The last man here, you hear juggling in the background. The lore master, the lazy dragon, Jeff Doc Williams. How you doing?
Good morning. Yes, late night last night. Thankfully, I didn't roll any natural ones, so I'm a little better shape than some of you.
No shots for
Looking
you.
fresh.
I was actually at the point I was considering drinking last night. I went, you know what? No, you got to get up and do a stream in the morning. Don't start drinking. So I went for another monster.
Oh, that's a
Wait,
great
there's
idea.
lots.
Let's stay up for another
And we-
6 hours.
And we thank you for that.
Monster and cookies. So sugar and caffeine. And
Cookie Monster?
You literally took the joke right out of my mouth. Genius,
I
thank you.
literally had a cookie monster last night. Is Monster missing the boat by not making a cookie flavored energy drink?
Yes.
Probably, right? They make cotton candy.
Ooh. They need to get
Yeah.
in with the Girl Scouts and make some like Thin Mint flavor and the
Monster Girl Scouts?
Samoas. Yeah.
God, this sounds like a bunch of really great ideas for the February encounter poll.
How does that campaign go? How does a campaign between monsters like? So you have a bunch of Girl Scouts like running down the street trying to sell cookies. They slam a monster and suddenly they're like WWE divas ripped and going door to door.
Buy some cookies! Or we suplex you.
Like actually, that's not a terrible commercial idea. To be honest with you, that would be a funny Super Bowl commercial.
Is it a commercial for Monster or the Girl Scouts of America?
Or the
Or the
WWE.
WWE.
Yes, all of the above.
Man.
You can send your
Monster
send
Girl
your-
Scouts of the
your-
WWE.
Cooch,
Cash
get
and
your
money
people
to-
to call their people.
Hey, speaking of monsters, Jeff, you want to give us a recap of last week?
oh yeah, D&D.
We're gonna play D&D here at some point, folks.
It might get a little hazy at the end. I didn't make it through the whole recap. I had to sleep some last night. So, let's see. Last session we had started off just at the end of a fight with the goblins. Some intimidation caused the remaining goblins to flee, and some flames caused the polar bears to flee. So we loaded up the ingots into the bag of holding so that we could haul everything back with the dogs. We slept at the same Wayward Pine that we slept in the night before. On the way back, we met a strange character in Yukon, Cornelius, who apparently liked to...
Callan Cornelius.
Callan Cornelius.
Yep.
Who apparently liked to eat gold and had skin of gold in places. Let's see, we got back to Bryn Shander and sorted out the ingots and kept a few for ourselves. And found a what I consider a lucky bottle, as it got missed by 2 people and landed in snow. Talked to Aruna at the North Look, brought her sled with the ingots back to the black iron blades. And while Crixus and Doc were doing that, Aronan and Ellie were having a discussion and a little bit of a spat. And Ellie headed to the Temple of Lathander by herself, where she met a person named Danica who was talking about Showingas, something
Schwingas.
like that.
Schwingas.
Chumbawambas.
Chumbawamba.
And then,
It looks that way.
Crixus, when Crixus and Doc got back, Crixus went to find her and found her talking at the temple, while Doc sat down with Aronan at the bar.
Yeah, so the watchtower has propane, and we have a lantern now. Ellie was given a lantern of finding, something like that.
A lantern
and,
of... what was it called? Hang on.
Tracking.
Tracking. Lantern of tracking.
Lantern of tracking,
Keep the
so that
element.
we can find the
Element.
Shawingas.
Showingas.
Swing.
And if I missed, and they got paid the 6 bloodstones from Runa for doing the job.
For doing the deed.
I forget who has the bloodstones right now.
I believe that I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crixus does.
Crixus has them. Because you were drinking with Ellie and pissed her off. And that's why she left. And went and found the temple.
That sounds right.
She was trying to talk you into giving the lock back. It had obvious sentimental value to the dwarves.
My lock now.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know what you're going to use it for. It doesn't have a key. Lockpick practice.
Who knows? Maybe it'll open a portal to a new world and adventure, John.
We need to finish this adventure first.
Or maybe you can put it in a sock and beat people with it.
Ooh.
Thought that's what my pennies were for.
Bar soap.
Bars.
Several bars of soap. And you just hold the guy down with the sheets on his bed.
Watch Full Metal Jacket, have we?
John's done this before.
Yeah. So just like a
Not
Saturday night at
actually
John's
done
house.
it, but have discussed it. I was in the military and we've talked about that and actually just talked about how much of a nightmare that would be to be held down to your bed like that. Anyways, picking up, we ended with the lamp being given to Ellie and Crixus was there with her. So as the two of you are walking back towards the bar, the North Look Inn Tavern. I probably shouldn't have chat up. I just saw one of Jack's comment about Callan Cornelius not wiping well. She actually lights the lantern and it sits there and it glows a pleasant little red flame inside of it, and she's just kind of holding it as you're walking, and after watching it for a while as you're walking, she just kind of pulls it down by her side and it gives off a nice pleasant light for you guys to walk by instead of relying on the moonlight or starlight. Walking back, about halfway back, there's a commotion near the center of town, Crixus. There are several people gathered around. It looks like they're gathered around something. They're all kind of looking down. They're talking with each other. Stuff.
Just says to Ellie, we'd best make sure that's not one of our people.
You wouldn't. I suppose I did. All right. Yeah, let's go look. As you get closer, you can hear sounds of crowd that's gathered around. Someone saying it was another one. This one had something written on him though. And as you kind of push through and get through the crowd, they're all looking at a body laying on the ground. Its cold weather gear had been pulled open. There are several stab wounds. And then carved into his chest is the word coward. And he's laying there dead. Looks to be a male human. You can't see his face. But judging by his rib cage and his body structure. She looks at it one look and then just kind of turns and puts her head in your shoulders like, that's gruesome.
What could this man have done?
You overhear some people talking here and there. No one talks directly to you, but listening to the people talking around, there's a sense that he skipped out. There's like a rumor going around that he skipped out on the drawing for the sacrifices for Bryn Chander.
Yep.
He somehow found a way to avoid having his name in the.
I'm gonna Crixus will ask a couple of the people like right on the fringes. Who was that man and what did he do?
And who was his daddy?
And what did he do?
And what did he do?
You got that now, Jazz?
Who was he? What did he do? Who's his daddy? And what did he do?
Who's his daddy? What did he
His
do?
daddy apparently, yeah, okay. He was
His mom.
From what you gather, he was a local clerk working for one of the trade groups locally. Like stuff would be left behind, and he'd go to market with it and just sell the stuff. No family, no real consequence to the village to, like, as far as people go and think about these sacrifices, there are people that have families and stuff that are like, he should be one that goes. Like, he should have priority over everyone else, and that it was a very selfish move because he doesn't have family here. He doesn't have, his parents are dead. His kids, he doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have a wife. It's just, there's no family ties for him. It's a very selfish move for him to try and avoid this if that is actually true. So you get the idea that no one's real broken up about the fact that this guy died. But in the same sense, someone else was murdered.
All right. Can Crixus look around the crowd, see if there's anything, anybody standing around that seems unsurprised or pleased or anything like that?
Yeah, make a perception check. It's gonna be hard. Make it a disadvantage because everyone's bundled up in all their cold weather gear. It's hard to read people.
Sure. Still pretty decent.
Oh, I don't have that up yet. Sorry. What'd you end up
No
rolling?
problem. It's a 16.
16. So looking around, you don't see anyone that seems like pleased or anything. It's hard to read, like I said.
Yep.
There are some people. Some of the people are starting to walk away. The constable has come in and is seeing to the situation. He's got a couple of like little patrol cops with him, or patrol members of the watch that are grabbing the body and picking it up. And it's actually kind of gruesome to see them pick up the body because they pick it up and it's like very stiff, like it's frozen almost. Yeah. The limbs kind of hinge at the one point. And
Suddenly his arm snaps off. I get it.
possible underneath all the clothing.
All right, so Crixus takes Ellie back, and we start headed back to, I guess, the
Northlook.
inn.
Yep. So yeah, back to the Northlook. You go in there. Aronan and Doc, you're in the bar. What are you doing?
Drinking.
Sounds about right.
I'm gonna ask the barkeep for some bar dice.
Bar dice. Alright, yeah. He brings out a set of 5 little ivory carved dice. You guys start rolling. Do you want to roll a round of bar dice? I don't have 6d6s or 5d6s here.
Nah.
Okay. Just roll a d6 for me. The 3 of you.
6.
Nice.
I am going to end up with a 5. Ooh.
The bar has a 6 as well. 2 tie, all tie. Roll again.
Ooh.
2 for me.
2.
Are you at the bar, Crixus?
He'll
Oh,
get
I'm
in on
not.
he's
yet.
not, but
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
that-
just getting in on the drinky fun. 6.
6.
Yeah, you got it.
You got it. Bar pays for the next round with a 1. So you get a round from the bar as you're playing here, and it kind of goes back and forth a little bit, but you don't actually lose anything as far as paying for rounds.
I'm going to. I'm actually gonna, while we're drinking, ask Doc. Tell me a story. Why are you here?
Well, I mean, I told you most of my backstory. It really just after spending all that time in the arena and being slave, servant, whatever you want to call it, for so long, was just looking for a nice place that was quiet, do a little fishing, do a little carving, do a little smithing, and just kind of something quiet for a while. But now that we got here and it's dark, there's no fishing, there's no peace. It's just cold, and apparently with these murders too, it doesn't seem like the best place to be right now. So I'm kind of hoping that this I think we're here to take care of this darkness thing, I think is what you guys said, and if that happens, this may be a good place for me to hunker down for a while. So I'm hoping we can solve this problem.
Why are you here with us? Why are you choosing to go on this dangerous adventure with us? I'm kind of fishing for sincerity, ulterior motives.
Okay, yeah, and he says you happened to be at the right place at the right time, and you guys had some means that I didn't have to get here, so it was a convenience. Nothing for or against you guys, but it was a way to get here without having to go through too much trouble. Well, at least that was the plan.
Can we
But,
count on you? And I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I mean,
stare him in the face as he answers.
This place is not what I was looking for until this problem of the darkness gets solved. So until that's solved, I am motivated to help with the problem, help solve the problem.
But can we trust you?
I mean, I can tell you anything I want. Whether or not you trust me, that's up to you.
Fair enough. Another drink.
All right.
I'm going to, without rolling the dice, I'm going to believe him.
Okay.
Unless you want me to roll the dice.
I want you to roll the dice.
Make a Constitution saving throw first. This will determine whether or not we have you roll dice.
Ooh. Not good. No bueno. 5.
Good. Well, 5. Yeah. Roll some dice to see whether or not you believe him. You're a little inebriated.
What am I rolling? Just a regular 20?
Insight check. Insight skill check.
Where in the hell is my insight skill?
Long box in the middle is your skills.
Alphabetically between history and intimidation.
Good lord, I am blind. I literally went up and down the roll going, my insight disappeared. I have no insight.
That's how much you've been
Is
drinking.
that
Natty 1.
Constitution?
Nope,
Nat
never
1.
mind. 7.
Yeah.
It looked like a 1 on my dice. 7 plus 2 is 9.
Plus 2 is 9. You're suspicious of him. Not so suspicious that you're going to call him out on it and cause chaos here. But you still don't buy in 100% that he's here for his own reasons. He may be hiding something. About this point in time, Crixus and Ellie get back. Doc, you've been drinking as well. Oh, never mind, you're a dwarf.
Does resistance to poison come into play here?
Dirty.
Actually, make the Constitution saving throw at advantage because of your resistance to poison. It's not.
18.
18, yeah, you're fine. Drinking like a dwarf drinks. Aronan seems fairly inebriated. Doc seems to be keeping up, but in a very dwarf-like manner, is just himself.
All right,
I'm going to throw my arms up and yell, welcome back.
Oh. Ellie kind of face palms.
All right. It's Huggy Aronan.
Get my friends a drink.
Aronan in rare form.
Your mother.
Ellie face palms at first and then sits up and she's got a small grin on her face. She sits down next to Aronan. And says, Aronan,
I'm going to throw my arm around her and say, Ellie.
Can I ask you a question? Or can you do me a favor? Please. And she kind of grins at you. And she
Anything for you.
runs her finger from like the in between your eyes down to the tip of your nose and just boops the tip of your nose.
Uh-huh.
Remember that lock that you took from the dwarves?
Why? Yes.
It was
mean
super.
the lock that we're having this argument about earlier?
Yeah, that one. That super pretty one.
Yeah.
You think I could have that?
No.
It's so cute. Why not?
Because it is mine.
I'll give you 5 gold for it.
We had this discussion and you left angry.
Make an insight roll. Aronan.
Do you know where it is now?
Yeah, I'm aware. 15.
15. This is sounding like a really good idea to you
Ah, damn it.
because her persuasion roll was a 22.
Uh-huh.
As
No.
this is going on, you're less and less defiant in doing it.
You know what, Ellie? Because it's been
Okay.
you, and because you really, really feel strongly about it, I think I'd be willing to part with it for 5 gold.
Okay, well, here. And she reaches in her pocket and goes, "Oh wait, you have my money.
I
Bartender,
do.
Can you get this gentleman another drink, please?" So the bartender comes over and gets you another drink, and she said, "You're entitled to 5 more of my gold that you're carrying, and this drink. If I can have that lock."
Don't mind if I do.
And you took the lock out, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm pulling out, and I slam it on the bar and grab my
On the
drink.
bar, pick up the drink.
Yep.
And she quickly grabs that lock and pockets it while you are drinking. And then she, when you put your drink down, kind of wipe your mouth like you do when you chug a drink. And she says, "Thank you." And she kisses you on the cheek and then just kind of ducks out from under your arm and kind of pushes Crixus in next to Aronan. Tell him about what we found.
I'm gonna look at
So
Crixus
I'll,
and say, "Hello, young man. I think I just got bamboozled."
When she
Well,
does, Go
While
ahead,
that's
Genius.
going on, Doc's gonna say, "Hey, Crixus, can I have one of those bloodstones?"
well, when Ellie nudges me forward, my first action is to like clap Aronan on the back and immediately try to change the subject. I was going to show the bloodstones that we received so that immediately we change the perspective of this conversation away from the lock. And so I'll bring out the 6 bloodstones, but I'll keep them like this as to not like show the entire bar that we have them, but just to kind of show them to the team.
That's probably better. I was gonna spin it on the bar and make it shine all flashy like.
And so I'll say, payment for a job well done.
Ooh, shiny. I'm gonna reach for one.
I assume you let him grab him.
Yeah, I'll let him grab one. I'm not sure what the value or the purpose for them would be, so I'm not going to give them all to Aronan.
I'm
They're
doing
50
that.
gold apiece.
I'm
6
doing
of
that
them.
thing where you kind of, when you're really hammered, you have it in front of your face and you're just kind of swaying and looking at something because you're focusing on that and not your balance. So I'm just kind of like,
Just riding the roller coaster
yeah,
already.
pretty much.
Pretty.
And I'm gonna plop it back in Crixus's arms.
I'm just chuckling at the fact that Aronan grabbed Crixus' stones. The things
And he
we do when
liked
we're
it.
drunk. Ellie pats Crixus on the back and just kind of whispers in your ear, "I'll be back." And she takes off, supposedly going to look for the dwarves. Leaving the 3 of you at the bar.
Like that. But I'm engaged with the bloodstone, so I didn't necessarily notice, I would imagine.
Yeah. So the what are you doing? You're at the bar. You're drinking. Ellie did mention to Crixus, Doc, you heard him say, "Tell him what we found on the way here." Might be something you want to ask about. I don't know. It's up to you guys. What do you talk about? Well, Ellie's gone, or do for that matter. Drink more and go back to bed, or go to bed.
Yeah, I'm just.
I'm gonna.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I'm gonna tell the team about the experience at Lathander's temple, and Ellie fell in love with this idea of finding a sprite-like creature named a Shwinga, and she was given a magic lantern from Danica at Lathander's temple.
Ooh, more shiny pretty. Is the lantern expensive?
I cannot say. It does not seem overly ornate. However, it does possess magical powers.
So says the cleric at the table. Did you see it do anything magical?
Not as I witness. It appears to be a fairly standard lantern. However, we were informed as we approached the sprites, it will glow green.
And any
So-
clue where we're supposed to find these Chumbawambas?
Ellie was engaged in more conversation. I think it would be good to talk to her.
You look around suddenly and you realize Ellie's not around Doc. You don't know where she went to.
Where did Ellie go? Did she get knocked down and is trying to get back up again?
Aronan looks around at the floor. Doesn't see her. Because of course he's pissing the night away.
Yeah. Well, we've been making our way through the menu. We had a whiskey drink. We had a vodka drink. We had a lager drink. And we had a
Another
cider
round
drink.
of cider drinks. I will also mention about the dead body. With coward scrawled on the chest. It's a man of no consequence. However, it reaffirms the killer is still among us.
Is this the first one in Bryn Shander? I don't remember if the stories were,
That is a good question, and I'm on the wrong
or if
page.
this was the second one.
Speculate and continue your conversation. I'll see if I can figure out exactly.
Because I mean, that would stand to reason if we think that we know who it is, and we saw him here just a few days ago.
I mean, there's a trapper in East Haven, shipbuilder, dwarven glass blower in Bryn Shander.
There, yeah, that's
Oh,
the
so
second
there.
one in Bryn Shander.
Second one here. So
That
We
seems
should,
very interesting. Is the body still up
get
there? Can I go
Aronan
see?
a good.
It appears the constables were removing the body as we entered the tavern.
Oh, bummer. I'd like to go see that.
I think we should probably get Aronan a good night's sleep and have that start focusing on that task in the morning.
Yeah, drunk Aronan going to visit the constables might not be the best idea.
Indeed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fun! Not the best idea.
Yes.
Please
If,
go
Craig's,
tonight.
or if Doc had rolled lower on his Constitution check, we'd be going to find the constable.
You'd already be out the door.
Yeah.
So you continue your evening of drinking, eventually ending up in your rooms. Actually, Aronan, make another Constitution saving throw.
Is it time to puke?
If you fail, we're gonna have to make strength checks to get you to the room.
Or if he succeeds, he might be knocking on someone else's door tonight.
14.
14. All right. Yeah, you find your way to your room without issue. You open the door, you climb in bed. Or climb on bed. I don't know if you're cognizant enough to get in bed.
Climb under bed.
He's in the warm weather gear and he's just roasting in the morning.
Yeah, just on the bed. No, I'd like to think that he had taken some of that off. It's probably still sitting on the bar stool downstairs. You know, you come in, you take your big jacket off, you put it on the bar stool, and then sit on top of it. Yeah, his jacket's probably still on the bar stool.
Then you leave it at a fast food restaurant on your way to Chicago.
Yeah, and that too.
Could never happen with a PlayStation Vita in the pocket.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Oh, so you wake up in the morning. Aronan, when you wake up, you kind of look around. You realize
Damn this cat that peed in my mouth.
this is not your room. The roof slants the other way to this room. As you kind of get up and look over, nodded off in a chair is Ellie. Asleep.
I'm assuming at this point I have a screaming headache.
Yeah, you're regretting your decisions.
I'm going to get up and quietly go out the door, and I'm going to gather whatever stuff I have with me.
Make a stealth check. I'm not
I think
gonna.
you're good at these.
I'm not gonna say at disadvantage. I was going to say at advantage because you're trying to be extra quiet because of your own head, but then disadvantage because you're also still hungover. So it's kind of.
But I have the special boots.
You do have special boots.
So just roll regular.
Yep, just roll
Yeah.
again.
All advantage.
no.
Those are all disadvantage.
Well,
right?
It doesn't matter, nat 20.
Yeah, he's good at this. You get out of the room no problem without alerting Ellie at all. Sneak back across the hall to your room if you want to do any changing or washing up or anything.
Yeah, I'm going to clean myself up a bit and then grab my stuff and head down to the bar for a hair of the dog.
All right. Doc and
Fairies.
Christmas. You
What's
feel
that?
like you drank last night, but not so much that that you're non-functional. A little like this morning. You head downstairs, I assume, after getting
Yeah, food, maybe a
Bacon.
Bloody Mary sounds good.
you
Frickin'
get your
bacon.
food, you get a Bloody Mary or a mimosa or whatever morning alcohol you want.
My morning regiment, Boilermaker, and some eggs and hash browns.
Nice.
That's what we're going to do this morning.
As you're tucking into your meal here, Ellie comes walking down the stairs, bright, chipper, looking sober and fantastic and ready to go.
I'm going
She
to...
kind of skips over to the bar and asks for an orange juice, gets an orange juice, and then she said, and if I could get a plate of like eggs over easy, bacon, and a piece of toast would be amazing. And she goes over to the table and plops down hard at the table. Good morning, gentlemen.
When she...
Rather loudly.
After she says that, I'm going to look at everybody and be like, have you guys seen my lock? I was going through my stuff this morning to be sure I had everything, and I don't seem to have it anymore. Did I drop that somewhere?
Ellie's eyes go to the ceiling and everywhere but Aronan.
I think I remember that you traded it for a drink or something. Man, we were hammered last night.
Rolling dice with the bartender. Maybe it's his lock now.
I like that lock. It does sound like me to trade it for beer. Did I at least get anything else out of it?
I believe 5 gold.
Fine. I won't push it then. That bartender's lucky I don't go back there and steal it back.
I'd like to see you try, she says.
I'm going to stand up from behind the table and...
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, that literally is what that was. So I'm going to try and start moving around the table to head to the bar.
She grabs your arm. Aronan, I am joking.
Ah.
You lost it to him fair and square in bar dice. Sit down. You had to pay for a round. Sit down. You've had a lot.
So I lost money too? So I didn't gain 5 gold?
Make an insight check.
People are killing me.
Make an
We
insight
need
check.
this barkeep around. He makes fantastic bacon omelets.
Ooh,
Better than a 1.
8.
You're not sure what it is, but you don't believe her story that she just said.
All right, so I'm gonna give her the side eye and sit back down. Somehow I don't feel like the truth is out there. And I'm gonna continue eating and slam the rest of my drink.
Yeah, she is tucking into her food. just eating her food when this conversation keeps going. She brings up the dead body. Did Crixus tell you about the body that we came across last night?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, he mentioned something about that.
Indeed, I did. With the coward transcribed upon his stern.
It's kind of gross.
Well, sounds like he maybe deserved it.
I don't know. The people were saying that he hid from the sacrifice drawing somehow. Was avoiding being put in the drawing.
Well then,
I
If
mean,
he
yes,
skipped out?
maybe deserved it, but still, someone's committing murders. And
I wonder
that-
what we would all do if we were involved in a harsh lottery such as this.
I'd move to a different town.
I'm with him. I don't know why these people stay with such.
Indeed.
I suppose being tied to the land. Family business. I don't know.
I don't even want to think about that. So,
That is why our quest is so important.
in your discussions with what's her one ear last night, is she still going to help us speak with our what the hell's his name? Who's the guy we're going after?
Fake.
Torg. Torg's the merchant, right?
Yeah,
Or
he's the assassin, right? The guy that we're going after.
He works for Torg, we think.
Was the name given?
Sefik.
Yes.
Some-
Okay, it was given.
Sefik is the name I have.
Sefik.
How do you spell that?
Sephek. Sefik.
So is she going to still help us get in contact with and get close to Sefik?
That's a question for Crixus, because Crixus talked to Bruna.
We
Yes.
did not discuss the particulars of the next stage of our transaction.
All right, let's go and find her, because I would like to get this done.
Crixus grabs the rest of his bacon omelet in a napkin, and he's eating it like a sandwich as they walk out.
Yes. As you guys are going through the town, trying to find Runa and her other people, where will you go look for her specifically?
I would have said the tavern, but
Well, she wasn't at the tavern. The only other place that you know that she has had contact with, thinking about it, would have been the
Black Iron Blades.
Yes, thank you. So do you head that way to try and find her? And heading that
Yes.
way, heading through the city, it's still dark. It's eerie that you wake up and there's no light in the sky other than these shimmering lights, which are half half there at this point in the morning. But rolling through the city, there are a couple of dog sleds that go by. There are a couple of people that go by on these large, two-legged, bird-like creatures.
Chocobos?
That have these huge taloned feet. They look like this. You can make a
Okay.
nature check to
So,
realize what those
chocobos.
are.
So
Essentially,
Doc's probably aware of them, but has never seen a white one.
that's an axe beak.
I'll assist Doc then.
7.
And Doc says it right away. He says, "Oh, those are axe. That's an axe beak." And you kind of watch them go by. They kind of stride through like some sort of tauntaun chocobo thing. You see a couple of people go by on those. Eventually, you get to Black Iron Blades, and Haruna is there with her other two dwarven friends. And she comes up to all of you right away and just says, "Oh, thank you so much. It means so much to have just even this little bit of our friend back." And you can see in her hand she's holding this lock.
Oh, what a surprise!
I'm just going to look at everybody, and I'm just going to be pissed.
Ellie has an ear-to-ear grin on her face.
I'm actually going to look at her and go, fuck you. And look back.
Crixus says, "It appears all is right with the world. Now let's get back down to business."
All right, yeah, back down to business. What you wanted help finding Torgus, right? Or talking to them?
Yes, we need your help since you are the skilled merchant and know your way around business, especially around these parts. We need your help to get us close to Suffolk and maybe hopefully single him out, get a meeting with him, hopefully alone.
Meeting with a caravan guard. It's tough business. It might take a bit to do.
Well, it needs to be sooner than later.
Let me see if I can find Torg's caravan and set up a meeting with their caravan, if nothing else.
Yes, the sooner we can, maybe if we can get a meeting
Can
with
we
the whole
get
caravan, then we can single him out before or after the meeting.
Is there a way we can get hired by this Torg to go on a caravan?
I do not know.
Pretty
I do not know
selective.
the channels that they go through to for their hiring. Just possible. Let me see if I can find them, locate them, set up a meeting. If we can set up a meeting, that is something we may be able to discuss. You are hired hands that have done a great deed for me and my crew. So I will give you my recommendation for them. Possibly try to get you hired on.
As she's talking, I'm going to nudge Doc and say, hey, remind me I have a good idea when we're done here.
Okay.
And she continues. She says, "But I will need a little bit of time to try and find them. Meet me at the where the hell? Meet me at the Northook in give me a hour." And she kind of looks back at her two compatriot says, "Keep working here. I will be back. We will leave sometime around midday." And oh my god, suggested show titles today. Holy cow. Having the chat open is distracting. I might not want to do that as a DM. She takes off, leaving you guys standing there at the blacksmith. As you're standing there, Ellie gets out this lantern. She lights it, and there's a pleasant little red flame inside it. And she just starts kind of walking around the perimeter. She's keeping an eye on you guys, but she's just kind of holding the lantern out, seeing if anything happens with this lantern.
Well, are we gonna stand out here in the cold?
Head back.
We could head back, she says, and she's kind of looking down an alleyway with it.
We
Well,
should head back.
yeah.
Okay. And she starts walking with the lantern, like just waiting for it to change color, watching it intently, and kind of holding it in different directions. As she walks past an alleyway, she kind of holds it out towards
Is
the
it light
alley.
out at this point now, or is it still really
No.
dark? Oh, it's
never
constantly
light out.
Yeah, that's right. It's constantly
never
dark.
going to be light out.
That's right. Because I was gonna say you look foolish for carrying a lantern when it's light out.
That's
As a
the hardest
DM,
thing to
it's very
remember.
hard. Every morning I want to say it's a bright sunshiny day or it's a light, because I'm so used to describing the weather and what the weather is like. It's like, nope, it's a clear day, but it's dark and you see some of the lights shining above.
Yeah. It's a bright, shiny day.
It-
Just kidding. Still night.
Yeah, it's still night, still dark as a goblin's butthole.
Yep. I haven't gone searching in goblins' buttholes, so I would not know, but I don't want to know what Norm's going for there. Dark as a goblin's butthole. So you're walking back, and then you're walking, and she's using this lantern, and nothing's happening with it. And honestly, you're starting to wonder.
If it's just a regular lantern.
She douses it as you get closer to the bar, and kind of lets it cool off.
So-
and packs it up.
So,
Ellie.
Aronan, you had a good idea?
Yeah, so who here knows how to make a concoction to make somebody shit their pants? Anyone? Anyone?
I mean, how were your movements this morning?
Okay, first of all, not for me. I'm fine. I am regular. Thank you for asking. I'm
Maybe
thinking,
you should talk. Maybe we should check with the mixologist who stole your lock behind the bar. Oh wait, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that
The
didn't
bartender
happen. Ellie,
probably.
Why?
So
It's
my
funny.
thought is to toast or somehow find a way to get him a drink and slip that into his drink, which would force him to go to the bathroom on his own, because I doubt he'd be going with other people. And we can
Kill him in the shitter?
Seems like a perfect way to die.
You want to Tywin Lannister this guy?
Sounds
I'm
like-
not opposed.
Fair enough.
Unless somebody has a better idea, that's going to be the most reliable way to get him by himself.
Makes sense.
The idea is sound, but I have not seen him in the tavern.
Well, if we... Well, there's a couple ways we could go about this. We could just put it into a flask and give everybody a drink, and every man for himself, and have one person not in the group stand off to the side and kind of watch and take care of the issue after. It's going to be uncomfortable for everybody involved.
I don't
Or-
like this idea. Lisa.
Are you
Or-
volunteering as
Nope.
tribute?
I am not. I am volunteering as the sneaky guy who would be able.
Try to
Of course
stand
you are.
by. He just wants to give
Of course
everyone
you
else a shit. He's
Uh-huh.
mad about his lock yet.
Are you
Yeah.
ready?
I think this idea is shitty. Shitty.
So otherwise, I guess the other option would be to pour drinks and then have a little vial and kind of sneakily dump it in. But either way, it's a sure way to get him by himself.
Yeah.
We could spend many years building up an immunity to the stuff, and then poison both classes.
Inconceivable.
I was gonna say, or would you prefer a land war in Asia?
I am going to prefer a land war in Asia because I do not want to spend years crapping my pants to become a mutant. So
That's fair.
Sounds horrible. But it's worth a shot to ask the barkeep if there's something, that we could just keep in the bag for if the situation were to present itself.
yeah.
So you end up in the Northlook Tavern, you're talking to the barkeep, asking this idea. And he says, well, do you want someone to pass out immediately, or do you want someone to just have the shit? Just
Actually,
the shit.
Can we get one of both?
Well, sure. We have this, and he pulls out a bottle. He goes, a shot of this will put someone on their ass, like, instantly. The bottle looks strangely familiar. Like something that might have fallen out of a bag recently that was turned upside down. This is, just for the assholes. And he pulls up this long, slender bottle that, and you get the idea that this bartender kind of controls his bar with various concoctions. Like he literally is probably an alchemist that is, hey, in order to keep the peace in the bar, sometimes you need to have people pass out, and sometimes you need to have people go to the shitter for a minute.
So was that an intentional joke or an accidental joke, Mr. John?
Being which one?
This is for the assholes.
That was actually accidental, but it
Works on so many levels.
does. The fact that it was a long, slender bottle as opposed to the short, fat one, too, I don't know. That all just came out.
Again.
Wow. Nice.
Stacked puns on puns and entendres on entendres. Double entendre. All right. So, you want some of each then? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we need, because, I mean, if worst case scenario, it's going to be helpful in the future.
Doc, you realize you have some of one of the bottle already. Actually, quite a bit of one of the bottle already.
Actually, I have that bottle.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That
Aronan has that bottle.
is going to be a conversation that I was going to have right now, I think.
Oh.
So, Doc would initiate conversation with Aronan about the trust conversation that he may or may not remember from the night before, and getting into it, say, I don't really have anything to hide, and I'd probably have less to trust of you than you have to be afraid of trusting me, but I'm thinking that I'd rather not just be beholden to you and your group. So since I don't have much to offer except this bag of holding, I really don't have enough stuff to use a bag of holding. Would you be willing to purchase it off of me so that I then have gold to spend and don't have to be just a hired hand and a unwilling benefactor here?
And a pack mule.
Yeah, well, and yeah.
How much? Always
Would
the
100
question.
gold? Would 100 gold be unreasonable?
That's an unreasonably good deal for you, Aronan, and you understand this.
Okay. Yeah. I would.
How about 100 gold in that bottle that fell out of it? Because that would have been. That was probably the only thing I was hiding from you, and only because I didn't know it was there.
That is a fair trade.
Deal.
So
Aronan, you are the proud owner of a bag of holding with 40 pounds of ingots in it. And some blankets.
and a cloak.
Ugh.
Oh, god damn it! That's one way to unload
No, we
the
left
cloak.
Did
we
leave
left
the-
that cloak out. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it
because
got
it's like
buried in the
pro
snow.
solid. That's right. And that was left
Alright.
by the goblin.
So
Okay. Yeah. So the ingot and a couple of blankets. The ingots and a couple of blankets.
okay.
So you have a short, squat jug of alcohol, strong alcohol now.
All right. Do you want to celebrate the trade by cracking this bottle open and?
Is there a way to add stuff to the actual bag of holding?
Only in text.
Only in text.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume you will keep just about everything you have in there. It has a certain amount of space to it. So what is it, 40 cubic feet?
Yeah. So in this, since I didn't have a lot of stuff, I just put it in the notes. I think in the bag of holding that I had. In the other campaign, there's an area for other items, and because it's a full paragraph of stuff that we have in there now.
Yeah.
In my other campaign, so down at the bottom of your items, there's like a additional items area. That's a spot where I put that. The only problem with that is, yeah, in equipment.
yeah.
The only
Okay.
problem with that is, I think only the owner of the campaign and you can see what's in there. The other members of the campaign can't read the additional descriptions.
That's
I
fine.
think, but
That's what you have in there.
right. That's why nobody knows how many platinum we have in the other campaign. It's the equivalent of like 25,000 gold.
The
Hope nobody's watching. No, I hope everybody's watching, actually.
yeah, honestly, I think they're all still sleeping. Right. So you can make that inventory transactions. In those inventory transactions, the bartender pours up a small flask of each of these, and then slides the two of them, like little, probably about the size of a cell phone flask. Oh god, you can't even see that against my shirt. Size of a cell phone flask of each alcohol. Slides it across the bar and says, "That'll be 25 gold."
I'll pay for that, I guess.
Right.
Doc will pay Crixus 10 gold for the cold weather gear from a few sessions ago.
Okay.
So am I gonna hold on to the two vials then? Or who
You're
wants
the
to?
sneakiest.
In the bag of holding.
He actually, before he slides them out to you, he takes a diamond stylus and etches in the glass on them two different symbols, one annotating what they are so that you don't get them.
What are they called? Are they actually searchable?
No.
No.
Did he just transcribe a shit emoji on one of them?
Yeah, the poop emoji.
The poop emoji and then the crossed eyes emoji.
Awesome.
Yeah. A little pile of poop and then a smiley face with crossed out eyes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Crixus, you can add 10 gold if you didn't.
You can call the
Thank you.
can call the one dragon's blood. The one that'll make people pass out. You can say a vial of dragon's blood alcohol. And then the other one would be snake's bite.
Gross.
So the poop emoji bottle, snake's bite.
Snake's bite, yep. And then the pass out one is dragon's blood.
In my notes, I actually labeled them poop emoji bottle and smiley face with crossed out eyes bottle.
Okay, that works. That works. He does mention the names of them. Make an intelligence check, Aronan. And Crixus. Doc, you're well aware, because you just Actually, no. Aronan, what's your passive perception? 15.
Yep.
Yeah, you saw it. When he says dragon's blood, you realize that's what you just handed to Doc.
Yep.
That big bottle you just handed to Doc. The snake's bite doesn't ring any bells. But at the mention of dragon's blood, it's... Crixus, you can make an intelligence check to see if you remember having that conversation about the bottle. But...
I likely do not.
Nope, you do not with a 7. I love that. I love that log. That is so amazing. So what would you like to do?
Do we want to celebrate with a shot of dragon's blood? See how it works?
No,
The
so
dragon's
while
blood
we
or the,
wait for
or the snake's bite?
Definitely not the snake bite.
while we wait
wouldn't
for
last.
Runa, I guess we should probably just kind of talk through our next moves, and just go through the strategy of if we catch Cephik in a certain situation, what would we do? If we catch him in by himself, what will we do? Things like that.
Kill him.
Okay. So you're talking through your plans and everything for the next hour or so. When Runa shows up and she says, Hey, I have bad news. They left yesterday after the market. It seems they're moving on to Targos. The good news is Targos is only 2 hours away.
Right. If he left after the market, maybe he isn't the killer. Didn't they find the body last night?
They did find the body last night.
Hmm.
Good news is Targos is only 2 hours away.
Back up.
Yeah, so let's... Do we want to chase them? Or do you know if they're going to be there for a while or if they're going to be on their way back right away?
Their travel patterns are anything they'll move to the next town after this one, and they make a cycle of the 10 towns trading.
Okay. So we should chase after them.
What if we got ahead of him?
We could also get ahead of them. That's not a bad idea either.
Damn it, Jeff, you're gonna make me look up the map of 10 towns.
You want to send me that map?
If I can find a decent one, yeah, I'll send it to you.
I'm not sure where it's from, but if you just search 10 towns map
Seems
on
like
Google, a good one comes
Bremen's
up.
the next one.
Beyond Bryn Shander, and they went to Targos. So Tourmaline, which is 6 hours away. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm missing one on this map. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5,
It's right between history and intimidation.
9. Right.
I'm not going to live that down, am I?
No. Nope, and I'm probably looking.
We've all done it, so
Oh, yeah.
we know what happens. We've been there.
So, yeah, the next one beyond Targos would be Tourmaline. And there is actually, you could cut a route through a hilled area to, the roads that connect Bryn Shander. Now I'm doing this backwards, so Bryn Shander's here. And Targos is here. And Tourmaline's up here.
Oh, so we could do as the crow flies straight
So
through.
you could, as the crow flies straight through, you may gain some travel time. And you may actually just, if you want to, I mean, it only being 2 hours away, it'd be 8 hours of travel to just travel and go to the next town. They may stop the day in Targos, spend the day there. You could, in one day, move and probably end up meeting them in Tourmaline if you wanted to try that.
I'm
Or
gonna
you could
make
go the opposite way around 10 towns. and
the
head-
suggestion that we go
head-
the straight path, get there ahead of them, and then that way we can scout the area, find a good place to have a meeting that may be able to seclude.
So yeah, it depends on what our ultimate goal is. If you want to ambush them on the road, we should probably be familiar with the road. If you want to catch them in town, we should get there as soon as possible.
Well, if
I
we
mean, if you're looking to separate him, you don't want to ambush a traveling caravan on the road.
yeah, because the whole point is to get him and make it, you know,
What if we dressed up as crag cats?
It'd be adorable.
Then he'd have to take care of it, right? That's his job, we think.
I guess. I mean, if we could lure him off the path, yes. But what's to say he doesn't leave the path with extra guard, and then suddenly we're in a battle with what, a dozen people maybe? I don't like those odds. I prefer to cut him off from the pack, so to speak. I do my best work sneaking up behind and then leaving just as quickly.
To Tourmaline, then.
Tourmaline? So you're going to head to Tourmaline.
To Tourmaline.
To Tourmaline.
If it's still midday or morning or midday.
Yeah.
So we could, if the weather's nice, we could possibly even get there before. I was gonna say nightfall, but kind of always nightfall.
It's kind of always nightfall. I'm trying to find... Where was that? Oh, I think it was here, honestly. So if you're going to head out that day... Well, crap. I can't find what I'm looking for.
Yeah, there's nothing necessarily keeping us here.
At this point, no. So you're gonna go round up the dogs and dog sleds and pack up your stuff and head out on your way to Tourmaline. If I can find, oh yeah, here you go. As you're headed out of the bar, on the posting board by the door, there's a wanted poster that you see up there. It says kitten killers at large. 3 men and 1 woman were spotted murdering defenseless baby kittens that are under the protection of the Endangered Species Act. They sliced their throats with heartless abandon, and then, in an attempt to hide their viciousness, they covered their lifeless bodies with snow and must be punished for their crimes. Any information is helpful. It is believed they are a group of 2 clerics, a rogue, and a fighter. Rewards are offered for information. The Udine Guardhouse.
If I had a camera, I'd take a selfie with it.
Do you leave it up there? That is the question.
Is anybody around?
A bartender and a couple patrons.
So no, I'm not gonna rip it down for them to notice that.
It's on a like a quest board kind of place.
Just like an announcement board, like where you'd see business cards tacked up, or announcements about shows.
All right, so this is what we'll do. Crixus will start to play a song in the corner of the bar to try to distract the patrons. And hopefully someone can remove that safely from the board without bringing too much attention.
Make a performance check.
Sure.
Because Ellie's kind of looking at it and she's thinking.
14.
14, you start playing the bar. Everyone in the bar instantly, like even you walking up there's got people going, what? Music? Someone's gonna play. And you start playing music. The second you play music, she just kind of reaches out and goes and rolls it up, sticks it in her pocket, kind of looks around the bar and just nods and winks at you and then just kind of backs out of the bar.
All right, so I only have this. This is all I have, and then I'll thank the patrons. It's cold as a witch's left teat in the dale, with no sunlight at all to pierce the veil. And then, thanks guys, I'm working on that. That should be out pretty soon. Thanks guys.
Look for that to drop summer 2023.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Lil Mo is in the back selling the albums.
Lil Mo.
Grab some t-shirts.
Strictly available on the Wizard Wide Web.
Yeah.
Jesus, I love us. we will take a bit and run with it. Probably 2 steps too far. You all head outside, and when you get outside of the bar, Ellie kind of looks at you guys and goes, "Guys, this is not a good thing."
Well, I'm just gonna shrug. It's done. What are you gonna do about it? Now we just have to be careful, I guess.
All right. She seems clearly worried. She's never
this is the
been
first
on
time she's been on a wanted post.
She's having a crisis of conscience here.
I'm gonna tell Ellie. You get used to it, and it just kind of doesn't bother you after the 10th time you get on a wanted poster. So yeah, it's first one's always special, but you know.
Aronan's literally James Franco's character in Ballad of Buster Scruggs, hanging on the news. First time.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, until there's sketches of us, I don't think we have to worry.
Okay, that's probably fair. I still don't like it. So you guys continue on, packing up the dogs and everything, and you head out on the road to, just before you head out, Ellie lights the lantern one last time when you're outside the gate and just kind of holds it up and nothing. It's still red. She blows it out and gets ready, and you guys start heading on your way. As you start heading north out of town, it starts to snow a little bit. Nothing tragic, but the sky has become overcast, and it's kind of big, fat, gentle snow fall into the ground, heavy and wet. As you head out into the darkness of the afternoon, heading north towards Tourmaline.
All right. Well, we'll obviously be stopping every hour to feed and water the dogs.
Yeah, we need them to grow up to be nice and strong. Gotta water them.
Chia.
And we won't be murdering any kittens on the way there.
Says you.
Lesson learned. No.
I mean,
the trip over the 8-hour trip to get to Tourmaline. Actually, it's a 6-hour trip to get to Tourmaline from Bridgehanger. And you get there over the course of the 6 hours. It's not an issue. When you arrive there, the first thing Ellie does is get this lantern out and light it up. Can someone roll me a set of percentile dice, please?
Genius.
Yep, genius has
94.
94.
Probably the highest I've ever rolled on percentile.
She's sitting there with the lantern, and she kind of scans it, and it flickers, and turns this greenish blue color suddenly, and her eyes go wide, and she turns and looks at you guys with this huge, you can see the huge grin on her face behind her mask and everything. Her whole body language just kind of lights up that this thing actually works, and they're somewhere around here. And that's where we'll stop. Holy shit, a 94, Jeff!
On
That's
these,
the perfect place to stop.
where did I go? I picked it up.
That's awesome.
So perky.
90 and
4. You had a 6 up there.
4.
Yeah.
On these dice, I think these were birthday dice from D from my Wednesday night group.
Nice.
Little colorful balls inside. They're all shiny.
Fantastic. That's where we'll stop with the realization that Chewingas are nearby.
Awesome.
It's gonna be a good place
Chewinga.
it's gonna be a good place to stop either way, with her being crestfallen that it didn't light up, or holy shit, it lit up because you rolled a 94. There's like a 10% chance that they show up.
Nice.
Oh, it's awesome. And it's gonna be such a wow, that's gonna set up for some good storyline, because she's gonna be torn about handling business and following Chewingas.
Oh,
It's gonna drive Aronan nuts.
I'm already annoyed.
Annoyed you lost your lock.
Ah, not good.
Your love for the bottle is going to undo some of the things you care for.
It's only
Right,
a
Norm.
lock. Or sorry, tell myself.
Yeah. It meant more to those dwarves than it did to you. Seriously. She knew that.
Fine. So with that, if you like these shenanigans, give us a follow. Twitch.tv/TomMNorm, TOMMNORM. Follow us on Twitter. I am at Tom M. Norman, TOMMNORMAN. Genius is Lazy Dragon GB, LAZYDRAGONGB. Crixus is Crazy Cooch, CRAZYKOOCH. And Mr. DMJC is Wildfire 1265. If you can spell wild and you can spell fire, you should be able to put the numbers 1, 2, 6, 5 in order. Follow us also on Twitter, 2 Nerds 1 Quest, number 2 Nerds number 1 Quest. Tell people about us. Give us some follows wherever it is that you can find us. Write us some reviews if you are listening to the podcast, or if you actually want to, you can watch this and then go write us a review wherever it is you can write a review at. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I think we're pretty much everywhere. I think we're on Spotify and
I saw Audible.
yeah.
Pocket Cast.
Yep, we're on Audible.
We're on Audible? Holy shit.
Yeah, we're pretty much everywhere.
Nice.
So go give us some ratings,
are
give us some
everywhere you want to be.
stars. What's that?
I said we are everywhere you want to be. Is that MasterCard or Visa? Visa. Everywhere you want.
No free rides, John. We're not advertising.
John, for a
Visa.
shameless plug to a credit card company. They need it.
Come on, man. The best thing
I
you
don't
can
even
do
use
is
a Visa card.
the best thing you can do is give us a rating and review. Tell other people. But if you want to go that extra distance, go to patreon.com/2nerds1quest. Check out our rewards. We got some cool stuff up there. Yeah, we'd love to see you in our Discord as well. That is free. Go there, say hi, join in some discussions. We have some music channels. We have a video game channel. We have all sorts of fun stuff that you can hop in and say hi.
There's a certain level of Patreon member that you actually get to vote on encounters once a month, and that's where Callan Cornelius came from, the Yukon Cornelius clone. There's a bit more to him than these folks realize yet, but I will be putting up the February one shortly, hopefully this week. It'll go up. It's always coming up with ideas.
Perfect. So, patreon.com/2nerds1quest. As always, we are very appreciative for those of you who watch us live, download the podcast, and have joined our Patreon. Thank you very much for JC and Cooch Crixus and Mr. Lazy Dragon. I am Norm. Peace.
Chawinga!
There's 13 submissions. This is
He's a Canadian guy that does cooking recipes that are like not fancy at all. And the way he presents them is so damn hilarious. And every time we've said chewinga, I think of him going swing, ha, because he does that anytime he needs to chop something.
Thanks for
This
popping
is-
in, Scoot and Jack. Vote on show titles if you guys haven't yet. Click on that link I just put in the chat. And Scoot and Jack, why don't you hop in and see if you can vote on a show title real quick there. Give us your opinion as to what you like. I'm going to read them off real quick here. Double fisting the egg omelet. There's gold in that there butt. Who's your daddy and what does he do? I have no insight. A small grin. Aronan grabbed Crixus's stones. A whiskey drink, a vodka drink, a lager drink, a cider drink. Fantastic bacon omelets. Tauntaun chocobos. Dark as Goblin's butthole. This is for the assholes. It's always kind of nightfall. Worst Bond movie ever. Big, fat, and gentle. Snow.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man.
But the Chumbawamba references, yes, that's. I gotta go with that title: a whiskey drink, a vodka drink, a lager drink, a cider drink. The way we just took that joke and kind of stretched it to its limit.
Well, and it's cool that one was actually submitted by Zoe Brings Bacon. So
Yep.
we got
Ah.
someone watching making submissions. That's wonderful.
Yep, and that's.
Wow.
I like that idea.
Oh man, I think that's still gonna win, but I gotta go with the I have no insight because that is a moment that I think everyone's been there, and math is hard, but so's the alphabet.
Really
Math
great
is hard.
submissions today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lots of them.
It kind of flowed pretty well just with the way we were all talking. They just popped. I mean,
Yeah.
A side effect of not getting enough sleep and staying up playing D&D too late.
and us being us.
Yeah,
Never too
there's
late.
that.
It's never too late for D&D.
John's got it.
So it looks like Zoe's title is the winner.
Yep,
I'm into it.
for sure.
She'll be happy to hear that she had to pop out for a meeting, but she's a staunch follower of Mr. Frogpants and Mr. Dunaway.
Nice. Oh, fantastic.
Yep. So she popped over from there.
That is awesome. If we get Frog Pants folks are good folks, and if we can have more Frog Pants folks in our followers, I will gladly take them. Any and all. Any if anyone's still hanging out, any AIE, former AIE here. I don't play WoW much anymore, but all y'all are plenty welcome in this community. You're awesome peeps.
Yeah. I mean, we have quite a big list in the chat right now. Users in chat.
That is
We
awesome.
got Crazy Cynical, Crazy QT, Crazy U. Lots of crazies. I have a feeling the internet is full
Those
of
are my people, baby.
the internet is full of crazies. Electrical Longboard. Have this too. Jack Marsh, of course. Scoot and Jack McHugh, of course. Look at her. Yeah, the writing her.
Nice.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Love it. I love seeing new names in chat. I love seeing the old names in chat. I'm glad that we are entertaining enough for you to actually come back.
We're entertaining people. Come on. Don't sell us short. Hey, free now, Metro Last Light Redo on the Epic Games Store.
Ooh.
Everyone that has Epic Games alerts probably just got that all at the same time. I might have said something that popped up on everyone's computer.
I don't have the game alerts. I go in and check every couple days.
That's how I feel about Facebook birthday reminders. Like, Facebook probably sends the reminder out at the same time every day, and then you just get 70 people saying happy birthday in the next 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Right. Oh,
6 a.m. Where are you? Well, that would be
East
west. That would be
or West
mountain.
Coast.
Mountain.
6 a.m. is 4 hours. That's like Alaska, Hawaii.
Oh,
What is
the
getting-
6 getting up at 6 a.m. for this
Oh,
would be.
getting up at
so that's mountain time.
Oh,
Or-
yeah.
or No.
No, but I tell you, that's saying something. So thanks,
West
Scoot
Coast.
Jack. That
Yeah.
is honestly saying something. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless you have to get up at 6 a.m. for something else and you just have nothing better to do.
Or he's still up.
Hey, we
at
like that
6
too.
a.m.
Yeah, I'll take
I
My
think
thought.
Scoot and Jack McHugh is a she.
She?
Washington.
Am I wrong?
She?
Am I right?
don't know. They?
Pure speculation. I think.
Hiding behind the veil of the internet.
Yeah,
The
right.
internet anonymity.
Anonymity.
No? No what? We said many things.
You're wrong.
Yes.
They are
Nailed
correct.
You nailed it.
Okay. I am
Good
correct.
times.
Everything we said is correct. I am correct. I'm going with I am correct. I'm always right.
They are an
Good
android.
times.
So we're going with that. They are an android. I'm sticking with that. Because I don't know.
The are you a robot question? Yes.
Replicant.
Somebody's got to be.
7 of 9.
And on that note,
Definitely.
the big game today. Who you got? John, who you got?
Chiefs. Go Chiefs.
Chiefs. Norm?
I want to say Chiefs, but I have a dark sinking suspicion.
I will not be
Genius.
disappointed if Bruce Arians wins a Super Bowl. I like him.
I'm voting for the commercials. I hope they win because that's what I
Budweiser
want to see.
commercial this year.
That's fine.
No.
Give somebody else some
For the first time in 37 years.
pub.
The funny thing is that they put their money. The thing I saw said that they took their money for the commercials and donated it to COVID vaccine awareness. Like people aren't aware that there's a vaccine, which doesn't.
Wait,
make it-
what? There's a vaccine?
How about COVID vaccine research and supply? Maybe.
They
I
probably
think
just
everyone's
hired,
aware
like-
we have one now.
They
Unless
probably
they're
just hired like 50 people to wear a sandwich board in different cities.
My
Like, hey,
guess is the
check
awareness
that
would
out.
be getting the information out about what it is and what it does, not just that. Hey, are you aware? Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. I will catch you boys later. I made it through the whole show without going to the bathroom.
Good job.
Nailed it. Chill.
nice.
Guys have a great Sunday. Enjoy the
Sounds
Super
like the prostate drugs are working, huh?
Bowl. The coffee's working.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys later.
No
Yeah.
snake bite for you.
Yeah, TTFN.
Yeah, JC.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Oh, man.
Some people's kids.
Well, good times today, guys.